Welcome back, everybody. Now it's time to touch on the topic of a more serious note, police brutality. You know, a lot of things been going on recently, dealing with police and, especially with different races. So we really want to touch on that and just, I know one of the main things we want to talk about, of course, is the Baltimore riots. Everything that's going on with the Baltimore riots.
Yeah, so I guess we just talked about what Freddie Gray and that whole situation. He died in police custody. He got arrested for routine traffic. Have y'all seen the video? Or like what went on? You seen it? Like they had.
I haven't seen the actual video.
He was like screaming to the top of his lungs, like stop, 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 help! And they just slung him into the van. And then like a week went by. He was in police custody and he died. So the youth are like rioting, looting stores. How y'all feel about that? The riots and whatnot.
I think they're really tired of young black men, or just not even young black men in general, being killed by policemen, because it's been going on for a while now. And then right now, I think it's more so, it's not black policemen that are doing it, it's Caucasian policemen. So it's like, I think they're just upset because it's just like, when is it going to stop? When is somebody going to see justice?
It's not just Caucasian.
Do you condone?
In this case, it's not just Caucasian.
I'm saying, how do y'all feel about the riots?
Well, it's not. Well, yeah, you're right with this, but you're right in this case. But it's just, I think they're rioting because they're upset, just in general, that our black community keeps taking the fall. They keep taking it.
And don't get me wrong, I love my race, and I really do. But I feel like it's a different way to go about it. I don't agree with how they're going about it because that's what is expected of us.
I disagree. I'm gonna let you finish.
Why do you disagree?
Why you disagree?
No, I'm just alright. So y'all know who Malcolm X is. Y'all know Martin Luther King.
Peaceful.
Was Malcolm X peaceful?
Well, not really, but Martin
Luther
King.
King. All right,
he was peaceful towards the end. Like,
alright, but in the light of Malcolm X was known for being radical, violent, and Martin Luther King was peaceful.
Right.
How did both of them end up?
Dead.
I mean,
point proven.
But
what is
my point is the system does not care if you're violent or peaceful.
Okay.
And then at the end of the day, in December 17, I don't know, the Boston Tea Party, the Americans, they rioted, they destroyed their own stuff, and they destroyed their own tea, but nobody said nothing about that.
But
you can see that's not
No. When the Boston Tea Party happened, they started a war, and then they got their independence.
Right.
But nobody was talking about how they rioted and how they looted back then. But when the black people do it for their community, in the light of, oh, we tired of people killing our race, then it's an issue. But when certain type of people who dressed up as Indians for some reason, and then they destroyed their own businesses, their own buildings, they burned down ships before their independence. But it's okay for them to do it really a century ago.
Right.
It's completely
But
contradictory.
I get their frustration.
I do. That's why I said I'm not trying to say that that shouldn't happen. But I just feel like it has to be other ways.
But the problem is police brutality.
Yeah.
That's the huge problem that we're trying to get at right now. Because I mean, if you look at it from two ways, a lot of police some of them feel like they're protecting themselves. Like I saw a video where they gave a police like 3 instances. What would you do? On one video, you had a dude like running up on you, like real force and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, I'm definitely not saying I'm for the police for what they're doing, but it's always two sides to every story. Sometimes they just killing these people out of hate, out of anger, but sometimes I feel like they are being, performing self-defense.
Sometimes I feel like when police make certain actions, even if the other person is doing something wrong, I don't feel like your life is in danger where you have to kill them. They're taking leisure. You just easily just.
That's one thing I have to say now with policemen, because in these certain cases we have seen where they have fired multiple shots. What happened to that? What happened to just you shot him in the leg,
and get him down?
Where are all the multiple shots coming from? And just I'm not getting like why are people being killed?
That's my point I'm trying to make. By us going out and rioting, destroying things, we're stooping to their level.
Yeah, we are.
So like,
but you getting the message, know about it, right?
But yes, I get. But I'm saying, but why? How are we gonna fault them when we're going out and destroying things? We're destroying our own community.
They're
destroying us, and we're destroying where we live in the places that.
They protested peacefully in Baltimore already.
They actually did that before. Like even before the riot started, the day before he died, they had a whole protest outside the court and stuff. And then it turned violent and stuff. But I do agree with the point blank period, because at the end of the day, like why you're harming? I get what you mean though, because it has to be brought up. you know, they don't just come out and do something in order to get the attention, it's gonna continue. But still, I don't agree with that because that's just as bad as them killing us.
But I get what Denzel is saying because he's
Nah,
like,
y'all
how
not
do you?
seen it,
It's
no.
like, how do you get? I do get what you're saying.
I get what
Because
you're saying,
I
too.
do. How are you supposed to get that point across? How are you
Like,
supposed
they
to say
did
I'm
everything.
fed up, I'm
Okay, look,
tired?
I'm gonna ask
Like,
y'all this.
what is gonna
Can
get?
I ask you this? Do you all feel like justice will not be served in this case?
No, because
It will be.
No.
Like
That's not justice. This is the fact is they're not riding over one life. They're not riding just because Freddie Gray. Like you said,
Yeah.
they just fed
Freddie
up
Gray
on
was
all the
awesome.
stuff,
Yeah.
like everything. So even if them cops get indicted, they do their time. Okay, whoop de whoop. Baltimore got one of the largest police forces, and you really think it's gonna stop? No, that's not justice.
But listen, this is what I'm saying too.
It's not
Look,
justice
look,
because it's
our
not
whole-
bringing them back either.
Look, our
you
whole
know?
argument is that the police is killing us or whatever because supposedly, you know, in certain situations, African Americans are threats. Now that this riot is going on, how much more they actually have reasons to kill us now?
That's
Like,
what
you know
I'm
what I mean?
saying.
So
Yeah, not reasons, but yeah, it's becoming more like I was talking about self-defense. Like you got these people riding, it's people out here jumping on police cars, like
Yes.
running up on them with
Yes,
guns. Like
it's
it's
like,
police that's
hey.
getting shot too.
Right. So how do you all feel? Did you all see that clip where the mom came out and grabbed her son out? And
Oh,
started-
yeah.
She was tearing
I
that
mean,
word
how
up.
do y'all? What did y'all take on that? Do you think she was right or wrong for that?
Nah, she was right.
She was right, but I feel like the
She
media-
just doesn't
Yeah,
want
that
her
was right
son.
too,
She
though.
doesn't want to be. She said that was like her only son, and she was just like, I don't want to see my son being killed. You know, you look what they're out here
And
doing.
that's
I don't
my
wanna see
point.
you
They're
here
out
putting
here
yourself in
putting
harm's
their
way.
lives at risk even more.
I guess it depends on the son's intentions though. If he was just trying to go out there just trying to be ignorant with his friends, then of course not.
Yeah.
But if he was really standing up for something he believed, you feel me? I feel like he should have been out there.
Hey, shout out to the Crips and the Bloods and the Nation of Islam.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
deep, though.
That's why I saw a
That's
picture
deep.
of them. So yeah, shout out to them. But in the light of the situation, I feel like they need to continue to ride. 'Cause that's the only way progress is gonna be seen. Like the media is gonna cover what they want to cover regardless, and that's what they're gonna cover. But at least I saw a real intellectual black man. He was a community leader. He was the head of a church, and Fox tried to catch him slipping. He was like, "So what do you think?" And he was real articulate. He could be vocal, and then he was spreading light on the situation and I'm talking about how they did positive riots and just speaking on the economic downplay of the community as a whole. So the riot is actually serving its purpose because I actually heard about the positive stuff after I heard about the riots that are not going on. So.
But I think that's one thing, like how he was stating that what can we do? I think it also starts with the media. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just why the reason why we're having this show is to try to change something. You know what I mean? We see what's popular and we see but you know, it's all about what can really be changed. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just like a perfect example.
I think it's
with
trial and error. Like, do you do peacefully or do I go violently? I think you just take risks.
Even with the news
try to
clips,
get
you
your
see,
voice
like with the
heard.
news clips, like I promise you, that disgusted me when they super aired it was the little news clip of some dude talking, and after he was done saying it, he was like, "Yeah, that's my
The
mixtape."
mixtape.
Like, you feel
I
me?
saw that. I was
I was like,
wow.
"Are you serious?"
It's purposeful.
But they
And
won't
they can't
like.
wait to air stuff like that.
But exactly, but they won't show you. They're not gonna pub that that interview
Right,
that he was talking about.
Yeah, they're
You know
not
what I
trying.
mean?
And see, and that's my point. We're giving them all the more reason to show them how our race is. Like, you know,
how they want our
well,
race
that's
to
what
be.
I'm saying.
Not
How they try to, you know, how they try to paint us.
That's real.
Yeah, and that's
official.
Well,
my
shout out
point.
to the
I was
people that's
saying.
been recording these police, man.
Yeah.
For
What?
real.
Keep recording.
Real.
We need you. We need you.
Like that's official. That's official. That's
For
official.
real.
And also, I wanted to say, what about the lawyer that's taking over this case, Marilyn Mosby? Is that her name? That is her name. And she's also a graduate of Tuskegee University, and I think that's great. I mean, given that we're all, you know, from Tuskegee University, I think our university took a lot of interest in this to know that she is, you know, taking over this case. So I do wish her the best.
And it's good to see HBCUs, you know, supporting each other.
HBCU grads.
But I think one of the big things too, also, is that it's people we just really don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, what do we attack or do we stay?
Exactly,
Like,
it's trial and error.
yeah,
So,
but shout out to this lady. She did a poem. She's from Baltimore, and we're gonna really take a clip of it. You could just see her going through so much pain, passion. She's saying, "What should I do in this?" So we're just gonna go ahead and get into the clip of it. Here we go.
Where the power at? Another life taken. Hope fades away. Another cry for justice, and it's wanted today. Rage, all stemmed from pain. Where do we place the blame? For this trial and error, feel the tension, see the terror. Where the power at? We fight the same fight. We stand for the same cause. We chase the same dream and we suffer the same loss. It's still a battle of good versus evil. Be chaotic or be peaceful. Rebel or obey. Should I attack or should I pray? Should I leave or should I stay? I just want to see a better day. Forgive me for my temper. I know there is a better way, but when life seems so unfair, tell me, how do you grasp it? Some people just won't get it until it's their loved one in the casket. When will we be honest and admit there's room for change? I just want to look back at today and say, look how far we came. Where the power at?